Welcome to the Rewards Master Live. This is our, I think, 20th session. I think that's how I numbered it out, and excited about the traction that we've been able to get on the channel. Today, somebody made a comment about the different things the different caps that I wear, and somebody's like, "Oh, you wore a SP, what is it, whatever it is for the Roman Legion," and then another one, South Carolina, and if you haven't figured it out, this one's from the Dubai subway or transportation system. That's my souvenir everywhere that we go. So if you see me wearing a cap on the channel, it's from somewhere that we visited, and that's just the souvenir that I brought home from that. So let's see who's we have. Don't have very many in here yet, but we got a couple of faithful channel members. DEM, always here, channel member, great supporter of the channel. Thank you very much. Good to have you here. RC, another channel member, great to have you here. Good, always supports the channel. I appreciate it. Mike Newland, again, great friend of the channel and many YouTubers, so appreciate having you here, Mike, as well. Also a channel member. And Memphis Mike says, good afternoon. Good to have you here. And DM says hello to Mike. So, all right, we as far as today, I'm glad to be back. With the crazy travel schedule, I did the one from Dubai, and then last week I was traveling out to see some family and had to run a little bit late, so we went an hour late. So today I'm excited to be here and to get back on our regular schedule. So let me go ahead and add to the stage here our kind of outline for today. And this follows the basic outline I try to follow every time. Very rarely do I get to all 6 items or all 6 features, but I'm certainly excited to try. So this is kind of what we're going to look at. Every week we try to look at new developments, restaurant rewards. I don't think there's really many others who talk about them, but I mean, I got some great restaurant rewards today at lunch after church. So it was kind of a great development. So I'm going to talk about restaurant rewards as I always do. I think they're major overlooked and just totally underrated as far as returns. The centerpiece, that's kind of my main event, or the thing that I focus on. Is kind of the big thing, a part of every episode. Upcoming travel. Then if I have time, rewards deal of the day and some status stuff, because I always cared a lot about airline status. So let's go back to a little bit of, we got a new member. This is awesome. LN330 became a member. So thank you so much. That's just as good as giving a super chat, a $2.99 super chat. And actually, it might even be a more longevity. Hopefully, you'll like being a member and get to stay, even though you can cancel. For anybody who's interested, you can cancel at any time. So thank you for joining LN, and good to have you. So hope you enjoy the members-only videos. And almost every one of my videos, and I put out my schedule now. I was last month, you'll remember, I was trying to put out something every day. And I do that for you because when I was just a consumer of YouTube and love this points and miles hobby, and I do a lot. I own a big property. I do a lot of mowing, and I love to listen on my headphones. And I also do a lot of driving, commuting, and so I love to listen to YouTube on that. And I would find that I would run out of content real fast, and it would be frustrating. So when I started creating content, I thought, well, I'll try to create content in a steady enough stream where at least I can provide some amount of content for people who have interest in this stuff. So that's what I've tried to do. And so I started off every single day. That was quite sustainable. So now I'm doing about 3 or 4 times a week. So really I have one come out on Monday, one on Wednesday, one on Friday. And the one on Friday is usually a travel one. So it doesn't get really as much traction. And then on Saturday, and then of course I do Sunday. So I'm keeping that up. We'll see how long we can go with it. But y'all have been very supportive, and I appreciate that very, very much. So LN, thank you for being a member. Mike says, hey, DM, hey DM, says hello, DM. Rewards Master, did you watch the Dugras live stream this week? Highlighted, I prefer redemptions through Citi. Really an underrated transfer partner at 1-4. Yeah, no, I didn't. I'm going to go back and watch that. I'm usually in on his live streams and watching and commenting, but actually I was at a big event yesterday, so I couldn't do it. But I'm going to go back and watch that. And I've wanted to personally dive in to that I preferred. I know they don't have as big of a footprint, but the redemption from Citi seems outstanding. Although it would be really hard for me to use my points for anything except American Airlines. However, I am interested to see how it ranks up to, like, say, Hyatt, because I do believe Hyatt points are super valuable. That's always been true when people are arguing Citi. I just think that, excuse me, Chase. I think people still, though, make it out to be a little bit better than it actually is. I mean, yes, it is a 2 cent per point redemption, and that's good. On a hotel, that's really good. But, I mean, does that really deserve the hype that Chase and Hyatt sometimes get when you can get, I'm going to talk about redemptions in this video, and it's not uncommon for me to get 6, 7, 8 points per dollar redemption on flights. So, I mean, it's good, but how good is it? So I'm curious how I prefer will rank. So thanks, DM, for pointing that out. I'll go back and watch that for sure. DM also says, I've been checking some out for my upcoming trip to Southeast Asia. All right, well, keep us updated, because I'd be curious in my own research to see that. Mike says, the MO videos are fire for sure. Lots of good insight. All right. Good. All right. DM says, may go FHR hotel collection so I can use a platinum credit. Not sure on that yet. Yeah, I'm going to talk a little bit about those platinum credits too, because I haven't had a platinum card in a while. But as of today, and it is today because I did it today, I have one coming in the mail. So we're going to talk about that. Points of Philip. Hey, friends, gotta love that Delta Wi-Fi. Hey, so okay, you're tuning in from a Delta plane. That sounds awesome, Philip. Philip is a great creator. If you haven't watched his stuff, he really pumps out a lot of videos and a lot of great insights. So check him out as well. YouTube Experiment. We'll be driving but listening. Sounds good, man. Good to have you here, YouTube Experiment. 521 Taipei just picked up the Citi AA Platinum 80,000 for 1K spend in 3 months, so I could use my Citi Elite 4 Admirals passes. Yeah, that sounds great. Another family member of mine used their Admirals passes recently and said it went really well. So, I mean, we have, of course, my player 2, Nona, she tried to use hers, but she didn't know you had to go into the app and all of that. And the person, let me give you a piece of advice. If you go try to use those at an Admirals Club, they're not going to know how to help you. They're not going to be able to tell you how to do it because they didn't her. You got to go into the app, and there's a place on there where you can see under your wallet or whatever, you can see where they are. And then they each have a barcode, and you can show it to them and get in. But this person didn't know anything about it. So, but another member of my family has the card, and they used it just fine. So it was just kind of user error on that. JC is here and says, happy Sunday, Stream Rewards Master, and everyone. Hit the like button. Yep, let me ask you to do that. Let's see if we have any likes so far on here. We have 23 people in the stream, and looks like 8 likes. So please, I mean, out of 23, I think we could get a few more than 8. So that would help me. Anything you do like that, hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel. Like we had someone join just a minute ago. LN330 became a channel member. That always helps the algorithm. And if you give super chats, super stickers, even in the smallest amount, that helps as well. So thank you very, very much for that. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into our material for today, and then I'll come back to some comments in just a minute. So new developments. Well, before we get to that, I've committed to try to thank those who support the channel. So everybody on this list at some point over the last week has offered some kind of financial support. So you've either gave a super chat during last week's live, and I've got that section there, or through the week, you gave me some kind of super chat or super sticker or something on one of the videos. And that really helps. As far as on my channel, I don't do a lot of, I'm going to do it on occasion on cards that I really believe in, but I don't really push and put in the comments and in the descriptions a whole lot of referral links, and I don't have any affiliate links. And the biggest reason is I don't want it to influence the cards that I really push. And you notice I push a lot of Citi cards, and Citi cards do not do referral links. I mean, nobody makes any money on Citi cards, but I push them because I think they're the best. even though I could get a 20,000 point bonus on a different card from a different bank if I pushed it and put my referral link and got people to sign up. And so I really don't want those referral links to influence what I make content on, what I push, because I really, really want to help people to win against the banks rather than just helping the banks to win. Now, if I can win in the process, that's great. But so since I don't do that, I deeply appreciate people who support the channel directly. So last week, DM gave me a super chat. I appreciate that. RC, also a channel member, gave some. Joe NY Law gave one. QC Man 2000 helped support the channel, and Mike Newland. And so all these guys, you guys are really consistent at supporting my channel. I thank you from the bottom of my heart, and I'm deeply humbled. Through the week on some of the videos, Travis Travels gave some support. Jimmy Duff gave some support. And let's see, because of this, I'm having trouble reading that last part of the slide down there. Let me see if I can get it. Well, I'm having trouble reading it. But one more, if you can see it on your end, you can read it. But there's a little banner on StreamYard that goes right over the top of it. So I'm having trouble reading it. So thank you, every single one of you that supported the channel with super chats, super stickers. That really helps me to be able to put my content out there and have it not be influenced by anything except what I feel is the best for my viewers, which is what matters to me the most. All right. So when we get into new developments, the things I want to talk about today are a new development for me personally, and a new development for me personally that's also a new development in the card world. The first is the Amex Business Platinum. And the reason this is a new development, we've been talking about the new Amex card and the Amex Business card for several weeks now, but I just got mine today, like an hour and a half ago. I did an upgrade offer, and it's because yesterday I thought, well, I like the personal platinum card better than the business platinum card because it's just got better credits, at least ones that I'll be able to use. So I applied, and guess what? Pop-up jail. So I'm not discouraged about it. I've been in pop-up jail before. I'm a repeat offender in pop-up jail. I've got a pretty long rap sheet when it comes to Amex pop-up jail. They throw me in jail, and then I get a pardon, and then they throw me in jail, and then I get a pardon. So yeah, I've got a cell that's I've decorated, and it's comfortable. It's a warm cell. It's mine. And so I go into pop-up jail, and I get out, and I go in, and I get out, and I go in. So whatever. So the solution for me of that is to have some cards that I'm upgrading and downgrading. So I had Business Green, which is when I do a video on the worst credit cards there are, the Business Green is going to be on there. It is absolutely awful. It only has any benefit as a placeholder card. Anybody have the Business Green and actually like it? If you do, please tell me why and how, because it just would blow my mind, somebody thinking that's a great card. But maybe I'm missing something. It's always possible. So let me know. But it is a placeholder, so I downgraded from my last Business Platinum. And then I have 2 Business Golds. Both of those are either going to be downgraded or go away because they're not long-term plays. They were for the points. So what I did is I upgraded one of my Business Golds to the Business Plat. And this is what it involves for me. So the Business Platinum card, I've got to spend $10,000 in 3 months. Shouldn't be a problem. It's tax season. October will be taxes. So that's no problem. 120K is how many points I'm going to get. So MR points, 120K for the 10,000 to spend for 3 months. $600 FHR credit. I plan to use that $300 for this quarter pretty soon. I've got a use in my mind that I think I'll be able to use that. So no problem on that. $200 Hilton. Now, I did want to ask about this, if any of you have experience with this, because I haven't dealt with the $200. The last time I had Hilton credits was with my business Hilton card. And that's when you get like $60 every quarter. And I was buying gift cards. Well, I understand that's shut down. So what use do you have for these Hilton $50 per quarter Hilton credits? Can I just go in a restaurant in a local Hilton? We got a Courtyard here that has a restaurant. Can I just go in the Courtyard and use it to pay for my meal and get my $50? Does that work? I don't know. And I've gotten mixed reports when I researched it online. So I'd love for you. I know Points with Philip, you probably know this. Some of the rest of you I know have these cards. So let me know what I can use that for or not. But I'll do my best to liquidate that $200, $50 a quarter in Hilton credits. The $200 airlines, super easy. I mean, super easy. I'll use that. The $150 Dell, again, I don't really love the things that Dell's selling, but I can always find a flash drive or some stuff that I need there, whatever. I'll get $150 in that. $209 clear. My Player 2 does not have clear. We don't use it all that often because the local airports we use, one of them does have clear, the other one doesn't. But they never have lines anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But I'm going to get her cleared with that, so at least I'll use it. Oh, the wireless credit, the $120 wireless credit. Yeah, that one is the most frustrating credit. I mean, not the most frustrating credit. The Lyft credit with the American Executive card is the worst and most frustrating credit. But this was pretty frustrating because, I mean, we've tried to pay our bill with it. We have AT&T. It doesn't work. I mean, when I had the business card before, I tried over and over and over and over. It just doesn't work. I mean, I don't know why. I even went in, I tried to do a $10 payment. Didn't work. I went into the store and paid at the machine. Didn't work. And I called American Express. They don't know why. I called AT&T. They don't know why. Finally, I just gave up. So I don't know what I'm going to do with that. I guess I'm not going to get it. I don't know, unless you got ideas. But then there's the 35% points rebate. And I want to talk about that a little more because this episode is really focusing in the center place on cents per point value on domestic flights. So that might have some, I mean, I'm probably going to choose United, and most of you would know why, for the $200 airline credit. And on United, I mean, the 35% points versus, that means that those flights would be 1.54 cents a piece in point value. That's really not terrible. So I don't know, I might consider that. So Business Platinum, getting ready to receive it, and hopefully it'll be a great benefit. Let me go ahead and see who we've got in the comments real quick. Hopefully some of you have answered a few of my questions. Looking for your help here on these things. So Law LAW gave a $1.99 super sticker. Thank you. I appreciate that so much. Helps support the channel, and I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. Thank you. Every time anyone gives a super sticker, super chat, any of that, it really helps the algorithm, along with hitting the like button. 21 people have hit the like button. Thank you so much. Also 35 are watching. That's a really good number. So appreciate that. Points with Philip says, just hit mine. Okay. Philip says, join that membership. Yeah. Hey, appreciate that very much. Yeah. The membership really, really helps out a lot. Points with Philip has memberships as well. Check out his channel. RC, love that about you, keeping it 100%. Yeah, that's right. I mean, I'm going to do some referral, and so I don't have any affiliate links, but I'll do referrals when I really believe in the card. But that's just kind of my game. Is I'm really trying to just give advice solely and completely on what I think is the best advice. So I appreciate it, RC. Appreciate you and your support. Excuse me. DEM says Business Amex is far more considerate when it comes to PUJ and offers. Yeah, you know, the Business Platinum is hard when it comes to the sign up bonuses because, you know, it's just got a much higher spend factor. I mean, they're offering 250,000 points, but you got to spend $20,000 in 3 months. That's high. But when it comes to being able to get no lifetime language offers and stuff, the Business Platinum is a very, very, very strong card. And they'll just let you get it and get it and get it. DM, is this card going to be long-term hold for you? Well, I think that's a definite, I don't know yet, because I'm going to see how it goes, see how I keep track of every credit I get. So I'm going to see how much value I get from it, see how much I use that 35% points rebate. It has zero value to me as a spending card. Zero, because its multipliers are just absolute garbage. I mean, you know, it has, you know, nothing here to offer me in that regard, because when it comes to what it's giving me in the 1 point per dollar on everything, and then 5 points per dollar directly with airlines, I have a City Prestige. I'm going to use 5 points per dollar with airlines with that to get American Airlines at 5 points per dollar. So that's going to be much more valuable, at least to me, because I consider City points to be worth more than membership reward points. So that's where I'm at. Filmo's World. Filmo's a great guy, member of the community and on so many different lives and podcasts. So he says, I will go back and forth on that business platinum. I think I can make it work. I'm in the MX cell right now next to you. Yeah. So, I mean, we can sit there in misery until they let us out for whatever reason. They don't tell us why they convict us, and they don't tell us why they release us and pardon us. It's just the way it goes with MX. So I'm right there with you. So I'm going to be upgrading, downgrading, but we'll see. But ultimately, I think that, back to DEM's question, I think if I had a platinum for the benefits and things that was the personal, it would more likely be a long-term play. I just think it's got better credits that I can get. Because, I said $150. You can get $1,150. But I'm not spending $5,000 at Dell. I mean, I'm not doing that. So, it's just not as useful. And Indeed credit, Adobe credit, that ain't happening. All right, DEM, I agree. Currently working through a $15,000 spend in 3 months on Business Gold 175 offer. Yeah, I mean, they'll give them to you all day. At least it seems like that with me. I mean, like I said, I've got 3 of those business cards, and they send me even more lifetime language offers, and it seems like they're always willing to upgrade and give me points for it. So it's a pretty easy deal. Kiki Adventures finally made it live. Kiki has an awesome channel as well, so check that out. So I think she's had more cards than anybody, maybe the world record, Guinness Book of World Record card holders. So it's like over 100. So it's really neat stuff to see. Richard Blake, good to have you here. I just used the 35% rebate on United returning back from DR. I think it's still very valuable. All right. Yeah, that might be, for my domestic travel, that might be a supplement for sometimes when I can't get a better deal. I think I'm still going to be able to get a better deal with my American and Alaska points most of the time, but maybe that won't always be true. So let's see how many. We had 35 or so watching right now. Let's see. We got quite a few. We got 27 likes. So if you haven't hit the like button yet, hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do that. And then also anybody who gives a super chat, super sticker, that always helps the algorithm as well. Okay, so the other thing that I've got going on is I have both an Aviator Red, and my player 2 has an Aviator Silver card. Now, if you're not familiar with the Aviator, my PowerPoint did this again, I'm sorry. But my Aviator Silver card, I really like it. I have the executive card with Citi, so I don't need this card. But for my player 2, the Aviator Silver card, I think it's one of the funnest cards. In fact, every time we travel, we just did it a few days ago. When we traveled across the country on American, I'm like, I got to get out the silver card because it's fun. The reason it's so fun is because of one particular feature. It has this cool effect of it gives you $25 per day in food and beverage on American flights. Now, the reason that's so cool is because if you fly quite a bit, and I fly quite a bit, we're probably up to 30 plus flights this year. And that's $25 every day, but it's not just $25 every day. In my case, it's like $50 every day because I get in on both flights. And the reason I do is because Barclay's cards, and here, this is wild. I always hand them the card. I'm not trying to cheat them. I hand them the card, and it's an active card. It works, except on American Airlines. Every single time. It seems like the flight attendant tries to scan the card, doesn't work. And then they say, do you have another? And I said, no, I want to use that card because that card gives me the free food and beverage. And they try to use the card. And then they finally get frustrated and said, I can't make it work. Just keep it. Every time. Now, I try to be an honest man. I'm not going to be dishonest. I'm not going to not try to pay for it. But I'm telling you, it's their fault because their machines don't work. This is an American Airlines card that should work in an American Airlines card reader. And for some reason, it's the benefit of the card. $25 a day in food and beverage. But if it won't scan on the airplane, that's a pretty bad mess up, right? So I'm telling you, it doesn't. So then I get on the next flight and it's like, try to use it again. Doesn't work. But they have never once said, Give me back those snack boxes. They just don't do that. It's a cool card. I mean, we like it. It also gives some status boosts and things like that. It's $199 a year. But now that Citi, they've shut down applications for the Aviator cards. Now that Citi is going to buy it, I kind of know what they're going to do with the Aviator Red card, because the Aviator Red card is probably just going to become the Platinum Select card, the AA Platinum card that's $95 a year. But what's this card? What's going to happen with this card? I'm like, I don't know what's going to happen with this card. I mean, is it going to become an AA Platinum, which is below this card? This is a $199 card. Or is it going to become the executive card? Are they going to take a $199 card and move people to a $595 card? I don't think so. Or are they going to maybe make it a legacy card? That's what I'm crossing my fingers for. Make it a legacy card and let me keep it, and that would be very, very cool. So I don't know what will happen with that. But as I said, the benefits are, it's $199 fee. It's $50 Wi-Fi credit a year, $25 every day in food and beverage credit, which we've already slammed that. I mean, we've gotten the card amount back on that already this year. And then status boost up to 15,000 loyalty points. So you get one boost at 20,000, one boost at 40,000, another boost at 50,000. So we're not going to spend that much on it. Maybe the 20,000 at some point, but that's kind of just a nice extra. And of course, it has the typical 2 free check bags and priority boarding, all that kind of stuff. So it's just a cool card, but it doesn't fit anything, even remotely, in Citi's lineup. So I don't know what Citi's going to do with it. I don't know what Citi's going to do. And I've tried to research, and I can't really find anybody who knows. So we'll have to see. Let me go back to comments. First of all, let's see how many. We got 37 watching. We have 29 likes. That's good. That's great. Out of 37, that's a pretty good number. Kiki, nice. How did you get that silver AA card? Okay. Yeah. Well, so it's my player twos, and she got about a year ago, now almost a year ago, she got the Aviator Red card, and 4 months after that, they sent her an upgrade offer to the silver. And I got my Aviator Red card, but I think I wasn't quite far enough along. I never got that silver upgrade offer. So on mine, but she did on hers. So that's how we got it. Kiki, you mean we have a card that you haven't had? That blows my mind. You've had all the cards. That's crazy. So maybe you have, and you're just asking how I did. Let me know. What's your most traveled destination within those 30 flights? Well, you mean this farthest destination? That would be Abu Dhabi and Dubai. We also went to Berlin. We also, we did Frankfurt, Germany, went to Paris. So we've been several places. Central America once. I think that's, Rome. Went to Rome. And so several places. RC says, so the card that has an American credit doesn't work on American flights, and the card that gives phone credit doesn't work on AT&T. I'm seeing a pattern. Yeah. You think that's intentional? Maybe. I don't know. So it's funny, but at least AA still gives me the food. So at least they try to make it right. AT&T doesn't say, okay, we'll manually credit you the $10. I don't know. Maybe they would, but that's a lot of trouble to get my $10. So I don't know. DEM, I think they should keep the Aviator lineup instead of the word salad. It is the Citi AA lineup. I know. I mean, the Citi AA World Elite Executive MasterCard. I mean, it's just like, talk about it, word salad. That's the perfect description, DEM. Manuel Jimenez, good to have you here today. Says, when Barclays got rid of the Apple card, they gave me a Barclays MasterCard. Okay, that's not encouraging, because I don't want a Barclays MasterCard. So hopefully that's not what happens. Hopefully Citi has to buy the book and give me something, because really anything in Citi's lineup is going to be better than a Barclays MasterCard, I would think. Unless, Manuel, maybe it was great. I mean, you can tell me if it was, but Dan Margraf. Dan, good to have you here. Says, I think they are going to redo their lineup and add a mid-tier 250 to 350 like the Delta Platinum. Yeah, I mean, I think that's a possibility. So, I mean, to me, it'd be great if they just kept this one, and if they made it 250 to 350 and they added some more onto it, it's got some cool features. I know it's kind of dumb because, we're usually sitting in the main cabin extra seats anyway, but just to get the free food. And sometimes I just take those snack boxes and I'm not even hungry and I stick them in my backpack and eat them later in the hotel or whatever. So I just think it's a cool feature. I mean, no other card really has that. It's a cool feature. Kiki, haha, confirming. I've never had the silver AA card. Never got the upgrade invite offer. Well, all right. Like I said, I think it's pretty cool, Kiki. I think it's pretty cool. B2B director, good to have you with us. Do you hold the CSR or MX Platinum? I do not have either one, but as of today, as I said a little bit earlier, maybe you jumped in after, I do now have the American Express Business Platinum, and I've had that card before. So that's the one that I have. So I'm going to be especially using the FHR credit in the very, very near future. All right, let's go back and see what we're looking at. We got 32 people in here, 29 likes. So welcome, everyone. Everyone, please hit the like button. Please subscribe. Any super chats, super stickers, that all helps in the algorithm as well. All right, moving on. Restaurant rewards. All right, well, I threw this one in last minute because I ate here for lunch today after church. So we went out to eat. We go out to eat every Sunday. And I walked into this place. It's called McAllister's Deli. It's a nationwide chain. Well, at least somewhat nationwide. They're also the same corporate headquarters as Moe's Southwest Grill. So I think the same gift cards and stuff work at each one. But I've really enjoyed this place. It's a sandwich place and soups and salads and stuff like that. And I love their French dip. Nona gets their like a pecan salad. She likes that there. And we went, and it was so cool because this place is on Mileage Plus X. And if you watch my channel a lot, I'm a big fan. Not a big fan of United, but a big fan of the United Plus X app with United, because McAllister's is one of the restaurants on there, and it's currently offering 4 United miles per dollar. And of course, my credit card gives me 5, except on my other credit card on Friday and Saturday nights, I should be going to McAllister because it gives me 6, the elite card. But my prestige card gives me 5 points per dollar. So today I went in and our bill was like $39. Kind of a typical Sunday lunch bill. And I instantly got into the Mileage Plus X app, put in 39, whatever the change was, hit approve. It took about 10 seconds. It came back with a gift card. I handed it to the lady. The lady plugged it in and boom, there we go. So I got 9 total points per dollar on that. But I also got 10 points per dollar because I'm a McAllister's Rewards member. So I gave them my point, my phone number to so they can find my account. I got 10 points. And so what ends up happening is you get an entree after 1,800 points. And their entrees are about, $15 each, something like that. And so the way that you figured that out, that's an 8% return on spend. So 8% return, plus you're getting the 4% return at least with those United points, plus I'm getting my 5% return with my credit card. That's pretty good. 8 plus 5 plus 4 comes out to like 17. And so I think McAllister's is a really, really good example of why restaurant rewards can really, really boost it up. So with the extra points today, I've got a whole new meal ready to go, absolutely free sometime in the next few weeks because I've built up enough points. So it's kind of a cool thing, I think. Let me go back to some of our comments. Let's see who we got. Got 37 in here and 33 likes. That's pretty awesome. That's a high percentage. Thank y'all. All right, let me see who the next comments were. All right, lost my place a little bit here. Manuel says, they told us about his Barclays card. That's right. Dan told us that they're going to redo the lineup. And then, here we are. Found where we are. So NN3, good to have you with us. Thank you for joining our live stream. Says, I heard the Hawaiian Companion discount will work on Alaska Air. Is it true? If this can be the case, then Hawaiian Card is better than Citi, since Alaska Air miles are much better than American. I would say no. It depends. I don't know that I would agree, although it depends on exactly how you math that out, because I don't show that Alaska Air miles are better than American. And I'm going to actually get to that later on in our live stream, because that's what the main event's about. The centerpiece is about what for domestic and for international travel, which one's better. So by my estimation, and I did a lot of research on this. In fact, on the domestic, I had ChatGPT look up random places, random dates, and I figured them all out. And on domestic travel, American beat Alaska. On international travel, Alaska beat American barely. So I don't know. And the earning rate was better than, Hawaiian Card is better than Citi. I don't know. I get 5X on dining on my Citi and, 6X with the Elite Card. So I don't know. Although you won't hear me argue against Alaska. I mean, anybody who listens to my stuff knows I love Alaska. So I think that's a toss up, and it kind of depends on your goals. All right. RC channel member, $1.99 says, I love that you talk about restaurant rewards. Thank you, RC. Thank you for your constant support. I appreciate it very, very much. And everybody who gives those super chats, super stickers, I'm deeply humbled by that support. NN3, McAllister's is on MX offer and Chase offer. Okay, cool. That's just extra. That's great. I will warn you though, if you use Amex with mileage plus X, you will not get the right category bonus. So I've tried it. When I used to have an Amex Gold, I tried to use mileage plus X, and it coded as a gift card 1X. It did not code as a restaurant. But with Citi and with Chase, it codes as a restaurant. So be careful with that. All right, LN330 just got an MX offer for McAllister's, also 15% back, up to $6. Okay, so you'll have to balance out. Do I get more with the mileage plus X and getting those points, or is the MX offer better? Which it sounds like that MX offer might be better. So that's something to consider. Cesar Joel, good to have you here, Cesar. Looking forward to seeing you. I think it's next month is the creator meetup. I'm just so excited to meet everybody. I think I'm just going to walk around, introduce myself, and just absorb, just listen to all the expertise on points and miles from everybody there. So excited about it. Gentleman Explorer, good day, sir. Gentleman Explorer, great to have you here. Channel member, thank you for your support. NN3, more availability on Qatar with Alaska. Just booked business from MSY to DFW for $9K, and AA was asking $10K for economy. Okay, on Qatar, you booked business class from MSY. Okay, that's what's MSY? Somebody help me. It's not registering in my mind. I should know. For $9K, and AA was asking 10. Okay, so that's 1,000 different. And I do find those sometimes with Alaska. But I've also found, like going to the West Coast, Alaska has kind of a set chart, 12,500 points. And I found the same thing for like 7,000 points on American. That happens sometimes. But then it's 20,000 points sometimes on American. So your miles may vary. So yeah. Gentleman Explorer, working on a 200K Amex Business Gold offer. That's awesome. I've done 2 of those this year. I did a 200K and a 125K with my business goals. They're great. Good job, Gentleman Explorer. DEM, you also can't discount the velocity with which you can earn AA miles these days versus Alaska. That's absolutely true. There are so many points to be earned with Citi because their setup just has so many multipliers. I mean, it's for a spender. Now, not for someone who's just trying to sign up bonuses. I mean, Amex is the way to go on that. But when it comes to, or maybe Inc. Train, if you can get on that and not getting kicked off of it. But when it comes to just spending multipliers, yeah, I don't see a way to get Alaska points like you can Citi. Because you can get custom caches, and then you got 5X. I mean, everywhere you go. So, Arnold Alley, good to have you here. Arnold, your channel is very informative. I always get gems from them. Thank you. That means a lot to me. That's what I'm shooting for. So I appreciate that, Arnold. Cesar, yep, we're getting closer. The day will arrive very, very soon. Arnold, I was just approved for my own Aviator Red. Question, did your player 2 put spin on her Aviator Red before she received the upgrade invitation? No. But I have an Aviator Red that I've had like 4 months now, and I haven't got the upgrade invitation on mine. And I don't know if I'm gonna, because maybe they're not doing it anymore. They shut down applications 3 days ago. So I don't know, Arnold. I hope you get it. It was wild to see it and it was under the offers tab on the app, so you can look on there. All right, let's see. We've got 33 still watching, so great to have everybody here. 35 likes, so that's pretty awesome. So let's move on to the main thing that we're looking at today, my centerpiece, which is cents per point. Now, this is an interesting topic in the points and miles world because, people have very strong opinions about it either way. And I have pretty strong opinion about it. I think cent per point matter because of my travel style. It wasn't long ago, Dugras was doing one of his videos and he contrasted, and he actually used me as an example of the opposite type of travel style. And I respect him so much. I think he's so good at this and so smart, but he has a totally different focus than I do. I have a pretty big budget for travel. We were traveling before some points and miles, and we would travel if there were no points and miles, but we would travel in a very different way. So my points and miles are about elevating my lifestyle. So I can afford to pay, if we're going to go on a trip to Europe, I can afford to buy a economy class ticket, but I don't want to fly economy class. But what I can't afford is a $9,000 business class ticket. So that's where I want points and miles to supplement. So when it comes to my travel style, cents per point really matter. I mean, really matter, because I'm just not going to use my points for a low cent per point value. I'm going to pay for it. Whereas somebody else, and people passionately will argue things like, well, cent per point doesn't matter. You need to do what works for you and your lifestyle. And I would agree with that. But I think for some, the answer isn't that it doesn't matter. I think the answer is that for some people, it doesn't matter. And for some people, it's kind of everything. And I'm kind of in that game. I care about the cent per point because I would rather just spend my money than spend points, because to me, the points are a valuable currency. And I just don't want to use them for a low cent per point, because I could have bought that anyway in cash. I mean, I'm going to get a low cent per point to fly a domestic flight that I could have bought for $250. I'm just not going to worry about that. I'm going to pay the $250. So that is really at the core of my philosophy. So when it comes to that, I think that it's cent per point really makes a difference for people like me, but it doesn't for everybody. Now, so what I've included, and I did this chart probably 6 months ago, and I did an extensive look at what are points, airline points, worth to me. And I didn't do it based upon transferable currencies, because transferable currencies don't matter. All that matters is who they can transfer to, right? A transferable currency is only worth what their best, most valuable transfer partner is worth. So this list really shocked me. Now, not from number 2 on, but number 1, I think is an anomaly. I think I probably need to disregard it, because if I just cared about cent per point on international business and first, and I was able to trust this chart, even though this chart mathed out perfect, I mean, I worked hard on it and I didn't just fudge the numbers, then American Express points would be most valuable, because everybody transferred to Virgin. And Virgin, by my estimation, and I did like 15 to 20 flights randomized, and I looked at the best cost on that day from any city in the US to a city in Europe, things like that. And Virgin blew everybody out of the water. But the only reason they blew everybody out of the water is because they had really good points prices, but their cash prices were like insanely expensive. So when you're figuring it out, so like for instance, an Alaska flight that you're getting 7.1 cents per point, by my estimation, in business class, that flight might cost $4,000. The same thing with Virgin, you might be getting, it might cost $12,000 or $17,000. So naturally, their similar points cost ended up being worth 15.9 cents per point because the product costs so much more. Does that make sense? So here's what it comes down to. I take this chart, and this is what I kind of go by. And it's funny because Award Wallet, now the points guy, everybody goes by the points guy's point. And I understand they're not bad, but he's figuring everything, right? Not just business and first class international. But the Award Wallet, they do have a column that they figure that. And their numbers were closer to mine. But mine, because I'm willing to cherry pick, and I did that a little bit with these, I came out with, besides the anomaly of Virgin, Alaska points were worth the most at 7.1. And I mean, that was pretty consistent, 7.1. But American were right behind that, 6.2. British Airways, this one surprised me, right behind that at 5.3. The problem is, again, taxes and fees, just huge with British Airways. Air Canada, 4.6. That shouldn't surprise anybody. That's good. Air France, 4.5. Avianca, 4.4, if you don't figure in the headache factor. And United for business and first. Now, theirs are 80,000 or 88,000. That's what they are. But it still came out to about 3.1 cents per point value. So that's where my business class numbers are. I'd be curious anybody's response on that. Let me go back to some comments. So we got 43 in here, and we've got 36 likes. That's great. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe. Let's see. DEM was one of our last comments. Arnold, Cesar. Arnold said, I was approved for my own rated Aviator. He asked me how long before I got the invite. We talked about that. Okay, here he says, I was approved at 9:28, just under the wire. So, wow, talk about cutting it close. That was pretty awesome. Good job. Good job on that. NN3 he says, May is New Orleans. I can't find any one-stop flight using Qatar Airways flight from DFW using AA miles. However, there was availability with Alaska. Okay. So he's saying to New Orleans. Okay. That answered my question earlier about which airport that was. Sorry, I meant MSY. That's the New Orleans area. That's what threw me off. Okay. Sounds great. All right. Oh my. Kevin P., $10 super chat. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting the channel. I'm deeply humbled by that. That's so helpful. He says, have Citi and Barclays AA cards and was going to convert to the custom cash when Barclays rolls over to Citi. But with the restrictions at Citi now, considering canceling before Barclays annual fee hits in November. Advice. Well, let me tell you what I'm going to do. If I have any, when their annual fees hit, I'm going to call them and ask them to waive the annual fee. Just to see what Citi will do because I think they will. And the reason I think they will is because they have been desperate to get that book built up. I don't know if you've noticed, but every one of my Barclay cards is sending me like a low interest offer every day. I mean, all the time. And I think what they're trying to do business-wise is they're trying to build up that book to have more to sell to Citi. And so if they lose you as a customer, that's a customer they can't sell to Citi. And I think just like they were upgraded, I mean, we shouldn't have been upgraded to silver. We didn't spend enough money. We didn't have the card long enough. But Citi's doing different stuff. I mean, Barclays is doing different stuff in order to sell to Citi. So, Kevin, my word of advice, what I'm going to do, I'll just tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to, when the annual fee hits, I'm going to call Barclays and I'm going to ask them to waive that annual fee. And I feel fairly confident. I can't assure it, of course, but I feel fairly confident that they will. So I hope that kind of answers your question, at least how I'm going to approach it. DM says, I have a basic rule. If it's under 2.5 cents per point, I'm paying cash. That's kind of where I'm at too, except I'm getting so many points now. I mean, you're probably in the same boat as me. Sometimes when you're in a certain mode of life, you accumulate points faster than you can spend them. Then you have time to spend them. So what do you do in those situations? NN3, what restrictions? I'm not sure exactly what you're referencing on restrictions. Clarify that for me a little bit, and then I'll try to answer. DEM, love Virgin, but the taxes suck these days. Yeah, they are. Their points prices are outstanding, but man, it's terrible. I mean, yeah, you can get a economy seat for 6,000 points. That's just unbelievable to England. But you might pay $400 or something in taxes and fees. It's just crazy, crazy bad. DEM says I booked Miami to LHR at 19 cents per point. Completely agree. Yep. DEM, $1.99. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for being a channel member. Thank you for your support. It means a lot. It means a lot. DEM, I'm about to do my first point redemption with Aviator. You mentioned a headache with that. Yeah. I've only done one, and I have some Aviator miles, and I'm going to spend them someday, but I don't know, the website was wonky, and I tried to call, and if you try to call, that is rolling the dice on an experience. So just be ready. I mean, they have great point values, but it's just the customer service and their technology just seems to be behind the times. So let me know. I mean, you're always on here, so I hope you'll let me know how it goes, because I'd love to know. RC, I think NN3 was asking about city restrictions. Okay, city restrictions. City restrictions about, probably that has to do with they're changing what cards you can switch to, like you can product change to. Yeah, used to you'd be able to switch any city card to any city card, which was great, because you could take an American Airlines card, get the points on the bonus, and then switch it over to a custom cash, which is an amazing card. They've changed that. Now it's got some family language, so you can only switch American cards to American cards. So I think that's probably what it's referring to. Thank you, RC, for helping clarify. DEM, I'm saving for a safari in 2026 for my wife's 40th anniversary. Awesome. That will not be a cheap trip. Yeah. I've seen a few ways. I think I've seen a few videos where people were able to book some safaris with things like points and miles, but I haven't seen a lot of it. So you'll have to let me know how that goes. That'd be awesome. And in 3, I was referring to Kevin's question regarding restrictions on city. Yeah, that's what RC was clarifying. Sorry about that. Arnold, I think he's referring to, yep. Kevin P, in 3, city is now restricting converting AA cards to thank you earning cards. That's what we were talking about. DEM, they have a separate Life Miles app now. Keep you posted. Okay, cool. Let me know how it goes, because my experience it was over a year ago though, but it was just rough. All right, Chad's Money Minutes. Awesome. Great to have you here. Chad, I just saw, and I put some comments in y'all's thing you did together with Luke's Points and Miles. That was like two true, I guess you might say, leaders in the field of points and miles. It was really enjoyable. I thought it was great. Thank you. In 3, correct. I tried to, and they said can't do it. Yep. All right, Mike Newland. Mike Newland gifted a Rewards Master membership. So I don't know who will benefit from that, but please put something on here. Let us know that you're the one, and hopefully you can let Mike. Thank Mike for that. Mike, thank you so much. That supports the channel, and I appreciate it very, very much. You're always so supportive. LN 330. I applied for the Aviator Red a few weeks ago at 824 and was denied. You win some, you lose some. Yeah, I don't know what Barclays is doing or thinking, but for some of us, they've been easy when they were really hard before. But I've had other people say that they struggled with it as well. So I'm not exactly sure. All right, in the last few minutes, I want to go into what now I have determined as my domestic points values. So what I did is I went through, and it took me some time. I mean, this took a while because I was running my calculator and doing math. But I asked ChatGPT to give me 15 random locations and dates over the next few months, and like 6 months, I think I said. And I actually didn't put them on the sheet here, so I'm going to walk and grab my piece of paper right there. Be back in 30 seconds. That's a good time to ask a question, make a comment if you have one. All right, I think I said 30 seconds, but I think it was more like, I don't know, 6 seconds. So I'm back. But I asked ChatGPT and then I ran numbers. And so I looked at what the typical point value was, and it was so many different random locations, everything from Seattle to Phoenix to New Orleans to New York to Boston. I mean, really the whole country was covered. And I examined not only US-based programs, but I also examined things like, Flying Blue for Delta tickets and Avianca for United tickets, stuff like that. Now, I didn't include any of those here because they all lost out when it came to availability. So kind of my basic rule was, out of the 15 searches to be included in my list, you had to have availability at least 10 out of the 15 trips. And none of the foreign programs made it. The only ones that did were United, Delta, American, and Alaska. And I've also included the Amex Business Platinum. But I'm just going to tell you, and I should have put it on the screen here, I apologize, but it came out like this. United, running 15 different searches at totally random dates and totally random locations to start from and to end, it ended up, United was at 1.29 cents per point. And that didn't surprise me. I mean, United's points values have just not been good lately. 1.29 cents per point. Now, the next one, and this one did surprise me because I expected it to be worse. I mean, honestly, I'm always dogging on Delta Sky Miles, but Delta ended up being 1.64 cents per point. And I even found a few Delta flights that were like 2.2, 2.3 cents per point. So that was not too bad. 1.64 cents per point on domestic travel, averaged over 15 random flights with Delta. The next one was Alaska. And this one did surprise me because I assumed Alaska would win, that they would come out on top. But alas, they came in second. So we have Alaska coming in at a 1.87 cent per point value, which is good, almost 2 cents per point. Now, you understand, some of these were 4 cents per point. Some of them were 3, some of them were lower. So this is just averaging. And then American came in absolutely the strongest. And it was, across the board, 2.18 cents per point across the board. Now, so that's what we're looking at. The very best is 2.18 with Alaska, with American. And that doesn't mean you can't cherry pick better, but I'm just saying on average, when I took them on average, Alaska was at 1.87. And then I got to considering, I have this American MX Business Platinum card, and this MX Business Platinum gives that 35% rebate with your chosen airline. I will choose United because it's the easiest to liquidate with the $200 airline incidental credit. But that means that United would be bumped up from a 1.29 to a 1.54. So what I'm trying to decide, because I typically would just pay for my flights, but I'm in a situation right now where I've got more points than I think I can spend, and I'm earning them faster. I mean, with just sign-up bonuses this year, it's close to $1 million just in sign-up bonuses, and I have pretty good spend, and I have really good spend multipliers, especially with Citi. So if I don't start using them for some of my domestic trips, then my points are just going to continue to accumulate because I'm trying to use them, and I'm using them for business and first class and all that, but I just don't have a time to spend the points. So I want to start using them, but I'd still want to use them for good value. So that 2.18, not too bad, but I'm considering using this MX Business Platinum at the 1.54 and seeing how that plays out as well. So that's kind of what I wanted to discuss. Our time is up for today. I want to go back and catch some more different comments. Cesar says hello to Chad, of course. Revolving points. Good to have you with us, Revolving Points. He says, appreciate the membership, Mike. So he received it. Thank you, Mike Newland, again for giving that membership. YouTube Experiment, good to have you back. Says my first card with Barclays was business earner, and that was hard to get approval. And then a year later, Aviator Red consumer card was instant approval. Okay. All right. Yeah, I've never had one of those kind of cards with Barclays. YouTube Experiment, 1,000 SL, and the next was 14,000. Oh, that's a big difference for sure. Mike Newland at Revolving Points, you're welcome. Watch his members only videos if you can. They are good. Well, thank you, Mike. That's nice. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. DEM, I agree, Mike. They really are. And DEM, let's see, the next one, if I can get us to come up. I've been seeing an improvement. It feels in redemptions lately. Booked Miami to Cancun and back at 2.5 cents per point. Okay. Yeah, I try to get around there too, and I feel good about that. I would even feel good at 2 cents per point. But I have a threshold. I mean, I'm not going to spend my transferable points, my airline points below, say, 1 million points, because I want to have enough points to be able to go anywhere I want in business and first class anytime I want. So I've got a lower threshold. But above that, I'm going to be a little more willy-nilly with it, so 2 cents per point, but I don't want to waste them either. So that's kind of where I'm at on it. And in 3, what I like about United Miles is more availability on Turkish and Lufthansa compared to other Star Alliance members and much lower fees. Yeah. Now, United, I was a status flyer with United for years and years and years. And United's taxes and fees are really good, but so are Americans, and Alaska's are okay, except you got to pay that $12.50. But so yeah, they're certainly not bad, and I'm a big fan of their Mileage Plus X app, as I've said. DEM first class through Aero Mexico Delta redemption. Okay. Manuel Jimenez, hey Chad, good seeing you yesterday. LN says, if your schedule allows, it would really be great if you could make these lives longer. So much content, so little time. I know. However, my schedule on Sundays kind of doesn't. I have a lot of responsibilities otherwise, and so I'm kind of cramming in the middle in the afternoon. So I try, but it's just kind of the way it is for right now. But hopefully, I might be able to move it up in time and do that more. But I appreciate that. He says, but either way, greatly appreciate it. Thank you. Appreciate you. DEM says Delta, and that was in reference to Delta miles, the 2.5 cents. Really? Okay. That's pretty good. Like I said, when I was researching, I found some Delta redemptions that high, but not on average. It was more down in the 1.6, 1.64 to be exact. All right. Well, thank you, everybody here. Chad says, yeah, it was a blast. And hola, Caesar. So good to see you, Caesar. All right. Well, I want to thank everybody who tuned in. Thank you, Mike, for giving a gift membership. Appreciate that immensely. Thank you, DEM, for the $1.99 super chat. Thank you, Kevin P, for $10 super chat. That really, really helps support the channel. Thank you, RC, for a $1.99 super chat. And thank you, Law, for a $1.99 super sticker. I appreciate all that support, every single one of you. And just love this community. Love how supportive everybody always is. Mike Newland says, thank you, Rewards Master, for your time. Thank you for your time. And thank you for your support, every single one of you. I'll tune off now, and I'll see you next Sunday afternoon at 3 o'clock as well. But also please check out, like I said, I'm trying to be consistent with videos Monday, Wednesday. Friday is always kind of our either a lounge review or a business class flight or premium economy or something. And then Saturday, another credit card video, and then this. So I'm trying to give, pretty regular content, because I remember when I was craving content, sometimes I would run out and I wouldn't have any. So trying to do that. Thank you, every one of you, for support. I appreciate it. I'm deeply humbled by it. Have a great afternoon. Have a great Sunday.